It was actually Henri Bergson who coined the phrase the illusions of retrospective determinism, the almost irresistible tendency to think that what actually happened somehow had to happen. And this is very misleading in the case of 1989. I will never forget walking into the offices of Adam Michnik's newspaper, Gazeta Wyborcza, on the 4th of June 1989, the day of Poland's semi-free election, which emerged from the Round Table, huge excitement, and seeing on a television screen the first pictures of the massacre on Tiananmen Square, and people being carried off the square, and it looked just like Gdańsk in 1970, when the workers were carried off on boards. And that was a terrific shock. And I would say the ghost of Tiananmen stalked Central Europe for the whole of the rest of the year, and that in a curious way, the fact that Tiananmen happened in China is one of the reasons it didn't happen in Central Europe, because everybody, both the opposition leaders and the reform-minded or pragmatic power holders, knew it could happen, and we came very close. We know from the archives, for example, on the 9th of October 1989 in Leipzig, we came extremely close to the use of violence. Honecker had spoken positively of the Chinese solution. There were many reasons why we did not. I think non-violent discipline and the sheer mobilization of the masses was an important part of the story. We know the story in Leipzig on the 9th of October. They were prepared to use force. And suddenly they saw 70,000 people on the streets and they said, we simply can't beat so many heads. Restraint on the part of the power holders, of course Gorbachev, but also I would have to say, and here I agree with President Kwasniewski, a lot of luck. Machiavelli says in The Prince, in human affairs, half of it is fortuna. And Fortuna was working overtime in 1989. And I think the result, by the way, was at the end of the year, almost without knowing it, one had sort of established a new model of revolution. I really do believe after 20 years we can say that the 1989 model of revolution, non-violent, negotiated revolution, has almost established itself as the default model of revolution, supplanting the violent model of 1789, and that's quite an achievement.